So I've had a lot of requests from you guys for me to go ahead and do a non-spoiler review for the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon finale, and the best way I could possibly describe this finale is...
Okay. Some more big old piece of trash.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another review today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol Season 2. We're going to be covering the finale in this video. We're going to be going over this episode in a non-spoiler fashion and giving you guys a non-spoiler review. Now this is by popular demand. You guys wanted me to go ahead and do this type of video, and I haven't really done a non-spoiler review in actually a long time. I think it's at least been a few years, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember back in the day when Fear the Walking Dead was airing, I used to do it during like 6B, Season 7, stuff like that. And I kind of just stopped doing them because they started airing them at better times on AMC Plus, to where I would just do the, spoiler reviews. But with all that, aside, I'm very happy to be doing another non-spoiler review because this is an episode that I actually think is very easy to do a non-spoiler review for, because it just doesn't really feel like any kind of other finale that we've seen. And you guys will see that when you see it, and I guess that's my segue into this non-spoiler. Of course, if you were wondering, Paramount Plus screwed up big time, and they leaked the entire season of Daryl Dixon, so that is how I'm bringing you this non-spoiler review. That is exactly how we're doing that here. Of course, that's why I've had all the reviews prepared as early as I've had them for you guys. Usually they take a little bit longer than that, but I've been posting them early because, again, I've just been able to, you know what I'm saying? But as for this finale, so for what you guys can expect for this episode of Daryl Dixon, for the people that are wondering what you guys can kind of expect going into it, this is the best way I could describe it. You are looking at a near-perfect episode. You're looking at a near-perfect finale, in my opinion. Everything in this episode, I think, is really great. I think there's a lot of really good elements. I think there's a lot of great action. I think there's a lot of great character moments. One character moment in particular, which I won't say with who, but there's one character in this episode in particular that actually kind of touched me a little bit. I was like, damn, man. Like, I feel that, and I love that, and that's a great sequence. Like, that's the best way I'll put it. And it was really good. However, this episode is not perfect, and I will say that. There is something that they do in the latter half of the episode. I'm not going to say when because I don't want to ruin the episode for people, but there is something that they do in the latter half of this episode that absolutely pissed me off and put me in a sour mood as the episode concluded. I'll put it that way. That's the big warning I can give you guys when it comes to a more negative side of things, is there is something in the back half of the episode that genuinely pissed me off and genuinely was like, why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? And it kind of ended the season on a bit of a sour note for me, is the best way I'll kind of put it. But the rest of the finale was great. You know what I mean? It's one of those type episodes where everything's great, and then you get that one thing that just is like, why? Like, why are we doing that? You know what I mean? That's the best way I could describe this episode. I would look at this episode anywhere between an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. It's really great. There's a lot of great things that go down. The cinematography, as usual for this show, is fantastic. Music's great, action's great, characters are great. There's a few character decisions, like I said, that are a little bit off in some areas, but I think for the most part, this episode really works. I think this episode is really good. I think it concludes things in a really great way. While also leaving it open, because of course, if you guys, don't know the news, Daryl Dixon Season 2 is not the end. We're getting a third season in Spain. So I can say this, I'd be lying if I said they set up for it. They kind of don't, if you ask me. They don't really set up for it, at least in the way that I expected them to. Doesn't mean that they don't set up for it, but it's not really in the fashion that I expected them to set up for it. But again, it's kind of an interesting one because, again, Daryl and Carol being the badass survivors that they are, and we do see that a lot in this episode. We do see a lot of challenging elements, and we do see a lot of challenging things for their characters. They're definitely tested in a way that we've never seen them before. And again, there's a lot of really, really great action sequences. But again, not much setup for Spain, at least in my opinion. Not in the type of way that I expected it to be, at least. So that is the best way I could describe this Daryl Dixon finale. Is a near perfect episode. Very eventful, very, very eventful, very exciting. There's a lot of thrill to it. There's a lot of really great sequences to it. And in particular, again, one character moment that stood out to me a lot as a really heartfelt type of, scene that I didn't expect to get, but I am happy that we got, you know what I'm saying? and it was really good. And like I said, there's something in the back half of the episode that kind of kills my mood a bit with the episode, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I think it is still a very solid finale. A lot of really good stuff went down, and I thought it, it really worked in a lot of areas. It really did. So that is kind of my overall non-spoiler for this episode, this finale of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. Of course, you guys can judge that episode here in a few days. Once you guys, of course, get a chance to see it, we'll be, of course, reviewing it this Sunday as usual for the final Daryl Dixon Season 2 review. And our last Walking Dead review this year, too. You know what I mean? That's going to be it. So very excited for that. And that'll be basically that, guys. Post comments down below. What are you guys looking forward to the most of seeing in the finale of Daryl Dixon? And, of course, post all those great comments down below from you guys. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click to subscribe and tune in to miss any other videos for The Walking Dead. Be sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead reviews. Don't come, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Daryl Dixon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist. Beat world gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.